What's up, guys? This is Andre, or Chokenator if you know me from my stream, and I have a special video for you today. So a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks, I think 3 weeks ago, my friend and I participated in a game jam for the very first time. My friend is a programmer. His name is Nick, and together we worked on a game that we tried to finish, and we are almost done. We almost finished, but we had to submit, and we right before we had to submit, we broke a couple mechanical things. Um, but I do want to show you the assets that I animated for the game. Um, First, I want to start with the main character named Bonzo. So basically, a Bonzo is a dog, and the point of the game is it's like a platformer, a side-scrolling platformer, and you have to run through a stage, and you have to pick up a pizza and then bring it back home because the theme of the game jam was called "I'll Be Back." So this is the dog Bonzo. He's like dressed in ninja clothes. Um, and here he has his costume. So I'll show you the assets that I animated, like this. And in fact, I can also give you a playback of all the assets. So they're only about 30 frames. So if I play them through, this is what they look like. You know, there's a run, a dash, a jump, and some bites, some bite attacks. So basically, your enemies are cats, and you have a run. And I want to show you the run loop because this is really interesting. That the inspiration for this run loop is from Ninja Gaiden, and it's actually a 3-frame run cycle. What's interesting is that when I was thinking of a run cycle, I was thinking 2-frame might look weird, 4-frame might be a little much. I wonder if I can do a 3-frame run cycle, and so I actually looked up. Actually, no. The thought process behind it was that this is a ninja dog, so I want to see what the animation from Ninja Gaiden looks like. So I looked it up and I found a GIF, and I noticed it was 3 frames. I'm like, whoa, that's really cool that you can actually do a run cycle in 3 frames instead of an even number. And the secret is in this frame right here, where there are 3 legs. You see that? It's actually not super necessary. That the run cycle actually still looks pretty okay without this third leg, but this third leg, sort of an after image smear, and not really a smear, more of an after image. It kind of gives the illusion that there's like an extra frame there of running, and it's very deceptive. And I ended up doing the same thing for the cat, which you will see in a little bit. But before I do that, there is a dash, there is a crouch, and these are all game assets, so you know, just 1 frame for each. And there is a jumping, flipping animation for the jump, and as you can see, I just kind of rotated it here. But I will show you how I shaded it in a second. Um, there's a bite animation. His head gets really big here. It looks kind of, I thought it would look better in the animation. It looks kind of clunky in the animation, but it looked good when I was drawing it. I just copied and pasted the head and changed his body. This is the air bite, and this is the crouch bite. What I like to do when I do jumping or crouching attacks is I like to make sure I have the like the crouch animation here, and then I just kind of copied and pasted his head in and changed a little bit of the line work here, and then he kind of lunges forward. Even though it looks like his leg is coming back here, in the game it's actually a lunge forward, and I just keep the model sort of in the center of the frame, and the programmer kind of takes care of the lunge. And this is the getting hit animation. So I do want to show you how I shaded it, because I have one layer here. I can show you that there's a line art layer, right? It's mostly black lines. Some of it has some different colors here. But here is the base color layer, where I just kind of use the paint bucket tool, like I showed in my tutorials, filled in the colors here. But what I did, because I didn't want to, I was too lazy. I needed to do this as fast as possible. So what I did is I created an overlay layer and just use a blue brush to kind of brush over the colors. And I kind of just shaded it according to where the light would be. And this is a nighttime. It's set in a nighttime, so I just kind of brushed over an overlay. And what I did is I used Control Click to highlight. This is only in the newer versions of Krita. It used to not be in Krita, but that's a command from Photoshop. Control click the layer, and you can select all the opaque contents of the layer. So I just go into the overlay layer, and then I use my blue brush so that I don't get any blue in the empty space here. So I just did that, and even for these flipping frames here, I use the blue brush differently on every single frame so that even when he's flipping, the lighting is coming from the same spot. I know that programmers can actually use shaders to do this, but I thought, I might as well do it manually. It's so fast. So I just colored it in myself. So that's the dog, and I do want to show you the cat as well. The cat is here. There is a shuriken, actually. But the same idea with the run cycle. There's the cat standing animation. Another thing I kind of missed is that the cat's head is so much bigger than the dog's. And it doesn't really look proportional when it's in the game, but I just thought, this cat looks cool, and I didn't really compare the two when I was drawing it. But I love the cat's ninja run. It's also running forward. I did the same thing here with the 3 legs. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but there is an after image right here on the 3rd frame that there's 3 feet, 3 legs right there. And I really like this one. This is the sword swipe. So the cats are going to be able to attack you in the game. That's the sword swipe right there. So it's just 2 frames. It's just this from neutral to the sword swipe, and there's a smear, and then the sword stays right there. So he actually only moves once, but the smear there makes it look like a nice and smooth movement. And instead of a flipping jump, I just have him jump neutral, jump forward, and jump back. I just move the tail. And then while he's in the air, he can throw shuriken. He or she. I don't know if the cat's a he or a she. And there's the shuriken movement right there. Right there. I'll show you. It's just, let's see if I can do it from the jump frame here. He's jumping back and throwing a shuriken like that. So same thing, just kind of only one frame of movement and then a smear right there, which I represented with like a gray swipe right there. And then this is the shuriken, and let me loop that one. That's just a spinning shuriken. So I am going to do a follow-up video of the actual game, and so stay tuned and watch the next video, and yeah, you'll get to see these guys in action.